What if I showed you one 5-minute morning ritual that has dramatically changed my life and attracted lots and lots of business, lots of growth, and lots of personal success? And it can happen for you too really, really quickly. It takes 5 minutes. That's all that it does. So in this video, that's what I'm going to show you. So if you've got a pen and paper, might want to write some notes down. All right. But before we do, if you love advanced manifesting and you've got a business or you want to start a business, then there's a link in the description below to my group. It's really going to help you to dilate and amplify your message, your impact, your influence, and your income in the world. Check it out. All right, let's dive in. So this 5-minute morning routine has really, really changed the needle for me over the years. And I've given it to a lot of personal clients as well. And I know it's going to help you. So very, very simply, when you wake up in the morning, as I've said in some of my other videos, if you haven't watched them yet, please dive in to do that. You're waking up in an alpha state. You're coming out of theta brainwaves into alpha, a beautiful, relaxed state. The first thing you do not want to do is to get on your phone and to start the death scroll on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it may be. You want to prime your subconscious and you want to prime your nervous system for success by choosing a very specific set of frequencies. One in particular that lines up your day energetically, because when you start to think about the deeper law that the strongest frequency wins, when you're lining up your energy at the beginning of the day, you're starting to stack wins ahead of space-time, okay? You're now amplifying a new energetic frequency, a new energetic signature in the field, the quantum field, that now starts to propagate and lay down the tracks for what you want, what you desire to enter into your frequency band, your reality, without effort, without trying, without the hustle and the grind. And I know if you're an entrepreneur below, type below biz, B-I-Z, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with focus and they struggle with letting go and struggle with trusting the process, because you want to be hustling and grinding all the time. Your conscious mind is always saying, what can I do next to fill the gaps? What do I need to do in order to get what I want? It's trapped in the how. It wants to work things out. Of all the minds, your conscious mind is the dumbest mind, okay? Because it believes it knows everything. It is only going to reference known information. It tries to acquire information to figure it out. But the subconscious mind, the feminine principle, is ever receptive, and it does the heavy lifting for you. It's the operating system. It's the program, the long-term program. It speaks to the superconscious, your higher self, your infinite, your oversoul, your Godhead, whatever you want to call it. So these two do the heavy lifting for you. But this 5-minute routine is going to dramatically change it. So what I'd love you to do is when you wake up in the morning, I'd like you to write down a list of things that you desire. It could be anything. It could be for the household, for the business, it could be new cash, new clients. It could be about feeling more peaceful, more spiritually connected to yourself or to others. It could be new tires for the car. It could be a new roof for the house. It could be that holiday. Whatever it is, you're not judging it. This is really important. You're writing a list of all the things you want. Initially, make them 10, up to 10 things on that list. And each one of these represents an outcome or an event or an experience that you desire to have. If you don't want to have the experience, don't put it on the list. If you want to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, if you want to be attracting a new client, put it on the list, okay? Now, as you go down through this list of 10 items, you're now feeling into each one of them as already having been experienced. What would it feel like with new tires on the car? It would feel safe. It would feel natural. It would feel like a weight off my mind. I would feel like the car handles better, whatever it may be. What would it feel like to have that beach holiday, that long weekend in Spain or Portugal or wherever you are in the world? What would it feel like? This is the key. You're in a receptive state in the morning as you're waking up. And as you tune into this list, you're now giving your attention and your energy to this list. Now, the list, as you go down, you're priming your nervous system, what it feels like for these things in advance of them appearing in the third dimension, in the material world. That's now signaling to the third dimension that you know what it feels like because you're entertaining and experiencing that event, that outcome ahead of time. Does that make sense? So as you go down through the list, breathing your way through the list, and I mean breathing, relax, notice your breath. Notice whether you're holding your breath. Notice whether you're judging, whether that's going to happen, that's harder, that's easier. I'm not sure that's ever going to take place, or I need to do too much work for this. Take note of those beliefs, those thoughts that start to arise, because those thoughts is what is getting in the way of you achieving what you want, experiencing the reality you want. So we're putting aside those thoughts. You go straight to the feeling, you go straight to the sensation of the end. And as you breathe through each one of these 10 items, you're noticing something. You're noticing that each one of these equals 1. They each have a value of 1. They're all the same. Your conscious mind says, that's 10 grand, that's $200, that's 50 grand, that's da-da-da-da-da. It wants to segregate and put into easy basket, hard basket. The idea of this exercise is to bring your nervous system and your conscious and subconscious mind into a coherent language, a coherent conversation, so that each one of these is the same value because you want it, you desire it. And as you desire it, you're actually experiencing the fulfillment of that. There's the holiday, there's a new client, there's a thing, and you drop the concept or the idea of having to do something for it. That's the big thing. Drop the concept or the idea that you need to go out and do the heavy lifting. Because if you do this every single morning, when you do this every single morning, because you do this every single morning, your nervous system, your reticular activating system, you're rewiring your brain chemistry and your neurology, neuroplasticity wise, to reframe how you observe reality. So each one of these items on the list represents an individuation of reality, an individual experience. But when you sum total all of them, how do you feel? If all of those 10 items came true, all of those 10 items were fulfilled, and you experienced all of them, how would you feel? I would feel relaxed. I would feel open. It would feel natural for me. It would feel easy. There's so much space would open up inside of me. My mind would be free. I would then go and have a coffee. I would then go and call a family member or a great friend, or go and watch a movie, or I'd write a beautiful script for a new video or for a chapter of a book, whatever it may be, because you've freed up energy in your nervous system. Now the creative energy pours into you. That's always available to you. It pours into you, and you are now available, and you can access that creativity and creative energy because you're now no longer starting to think these things haven't happened. They need to happen for me to survive. So we move from the primal mind, the amygdala, all stress, about fight or flight or flee, fornicate, whatever it is about survival. We move now into the executive center, the prefrontal cortex. We start now opening and dilating our vision and view of reality. So 5 minutes every morning as you're coming up out of sleep, look at your list, write down those things, reread those things, and feel one by one as you breathe. Thank you. That feels great. You can see the outcome. Don't go to how it's going to happen. Go to the outcome. How does it feel? Bring it into your body. Occupy that state of being. Occupy that reality. And that's where a lot of people are missing the piece, is they think of something and they stay outside of it. As you think of something and you feel from something, meaning you are now occupying, you're moving into that state of being because you're feeling it fully real now, fully real right now. And then you drop it and you go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And as you do this for 5 minutes every single morning, you'll start to notice the outer world, the fabric of the third dimension re-renders, reshapes itself around you. It's not the other way around. We tend to try and mold ourselves to the outside world. The outside world is the third dimension, it vibrates slower than the internal world. So as you raise your awareness, you raise your consciousness, you raise your vibration, you raise yourself to a new octave, a new rung on your metaphoric ladder. Now the world starts to revolve around you because you're now observing the interaction between your thoughts, your feelings, and you're taking inspired action during the day. Now the outer world reflects that back to you. So through the reticular activating system, you're now seeing the new tires. You're now starting to see ads for beach holidays and all the rest, regardless of algorithms that may be being picked up by your phone or listening devices, all those sort of things. You're now starting to observe your preferred reality because you're giving very specific attention and energy to what you desire most. And you're doing it from a state of receptivity, which is that alpha brainwave state. Relaxed, imagination, consciously, intentionally, deliberately, masterfully engaging in what you prefer. So once you've done the 5 minutes, and if you're still with me, type 5 minutes below. Once you've done the 5 minutes, let it go and go about your day. Go and make your bed, have your shower, have your morning coffee, whatever it's going to be. Do the normal things. Prime yourself every morning and watch the changes. Be reflective, which means respond to what's happening inside of you, not reacting to what's happening outside of you. Respond to the signals. Follow the nudges. If you get that call or you want to take a little detour or whatever it is, know that your higher self is putting you on the fastest divine path, the fastest divine timeline for you to receive and experience those outcomes, those events and circumstances that you want or did want to have experienced in your list. So I hope this has really helped. There's a video right here or here that's really going to help you. If you do want to join my community, then there's a link below. You're going to move the needle on your manifesting, move the needle on your life results.